let me see. Bro, you go ahead. What is your insight on it? I'm gonna let you take the flow. So for the
Well,
first, go ahead.
my thing is basically with that, not only, shame on her for following the spouse report, but even worse, what a lot of people aren't realizing, despite her following this spouse report, it's already hard enough for police to even try to search for black people, period.
Right.
And now,
That part.
when you're creating false statements like that, that's going to create a whole narrative now by law enforcement, which is already designed not to be in service of black people, period. If you
You
truly know
better
your history.
you better say that again. Come on now.
Because a lot of people have this false notion that the police is supposed to protect and serve, which is not what it was designed for.
Yeah, it's there are like like let's and just make sure y'all know that there are, don't get us wrong, all of them not bad. There are some
Mm-hmm.
good ones out there, but we've seen in our past, we know in our history, there are quite a few bad ones out there. So just like everything, there's good and bad everywhere. But we
Exactly.
start to know, like when it comes to law enforcement, it's been kind of rough. Kind of rough. Okay, go ahead. My bad. Go
Exactly.
ahead.
No, good point, Twan. And the issue is when you start to create a narrative like that, where you have law enforcement saying, "Oh, well, this particular person filed a false case," and like he said, they're having a wild, basically the Alabama the police department going a wild goose chase, and you already know how they do in the deep south. They try to cover up cases because later on, what I want to talk about too, Twan, if we get a chance to, I want to talk about one of those lynches that happened in Mississippi. And mind you, one of the black guys who in Mississippi, he filed a complaint to the Mississippi Police Department that he was being followed and everything, but they ignored it. And see, with this right here, with this whole Carlee Russell whole situation, with this right here, this
Right.
is going to spark even more of that because they already, as a whole, don't want to accept 911 calls because there's even been a case study that said that 911 calls now are being overlooked. They're taking too long to get to the people who really need the help because the people over here, number one, all the phone calls are too long with people like, say, Carlee Russell and other folks who are giving false panic calls and other stuff and tying up the line to people who really need it. And when you have a person like this that says, "Oh, I was kidnapped, I was abducted, I was raped, I was this, and I was that," you're over here creating a whole area for black people to continue to be killed and remain missing.
Right. It's just like it's hard enough for us to get help. When I say us, y'all, I'm talking about the black community. It's hard, it's hard, but it is what it is, because like I said, there's good, and there are bad ones. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just been rough, as we know in history. It's been rough for black people to get help. When it comes to with police searches and stuff. But like I said before, there are some good police, great policemen. So
Right.
we're not saying we're not all negative police. Now we're not that. There are some great ones. There are some great ones that do serve and protect, and that's what they do. And all creeds, creed and color, all of them. Like there are some that are great, but there are some like grandma used to say, some bad apples. There are some bad apples that
Exactly.
that misuse the system. And then it's just heartbreaking to see one of our own, a young lady, and supposed to be a nursing assistant or nursing or whatever, to lie. To lie.
Exactly.
It's almost like the story of the boy who cried wolf, for those who yeah, this happened to me. And then when something really happens, then what happened. The story of the boy, he got ate up or whatever. But in this case,